Hi, it's Babette. Welcome to The Foreignpreneur, the place to be if you're building and growing your business as a foreigner in your new chosen country. In this video, we're going to tackle the huge task of planning an advertising campaign. If you want to grow your business and reach new audiences, advertising is inevitable. Word of mouth and referrals are the pinnacle of lead generation. So as I always say, your ultimate goal should be generating evangelists for your business, not just clients. You may call these people your raving fans, your true fans, your loyal customers. Basically, these are the clients that would give you 9 or 10 out of 10. So getting many evangelists that are singing your praises is your ultimate goal. But it's outside of your control, it's unpredictable, and is not consistent. So sooner or later, you will have to start advertising. Now, I'd like you to think of advertising as a campaign, not just as a single promotion. Promotion is when you put something out there for sale and you say, do you want it, yes or no? You send out one email and the story ends there. That's a promotion and it doesn't work anymore. You have to create an advertising campaign, which is a sequence of well-planned, thought-through promotions. So let's look at how to think it through and how to plan your next advertising campaign. Always start with the end result in mind. What is the action I want my potential customer to take? That is usually a sale, whether it's a product or service sale or a combination of them. So take out a piece of paper or your journal and write down what you want that action to be. Is it buy a house or have a home designed and built by us? Subscribe to a membership website, book photography session, buy products or services. What is it for you? Be specific. And then, if you have a twisted mind, try to work backwards from that goal, step by step. So let's say you're an interior designer and you want an office design project. As we do this exercise, try not to get caught up on the details, saying, I'm not an interior designer, I'm a business coach, so these steps are not relevant to me. The principles are the same, the thought process. So for now, you're an interior designer and you want to win an office fit out or an office design project. So that's your end goal. Now map out the journey your customer went through. Think about their thought processing. What had to happen to get them one step closer to you? Just one more step, then another step closer to signing off on a project. For this exercise, we are going to work backwards, just to confuse you. But of course, you can do this as a linear process. I just found that for myself, when I work backwards, it forces me to be more detailed and more specific, but see what works for you. So the end goal is client books office fit out project. Why? Why did they book the project with you? And now the trick and the difficulty is to go just one step back. What happened immediately before this action? Because they were happy with the proposal. Why were they happy with the proposal? Because you had a one-on-one meeting with them and you listened to their needs, their problems, their ideas and desires, understood their budget and time frame, and you put together a killer proposal. Why did you have a one-on-one meeting? Because the client contacted you and asked for a meeting. Why did they contact you? What triggered them to contact you? They have visited your website and it convinced them that you were the right choice. How did you convince them? Well, there is only one way to convince somebody. You have to educate, engage, and entice them. The key word is entice. How did you entice them? Through your website. Let me elaborate on this step because this is crucial. On your website, you are the host. You have to show them around in the order you want them to consume information. And as a host, it's your job to make this visit as informative, engaging, and enticing as possible through words, pictures, and videos. Because remember, at this point, your potential client is looking for a solution. They are looking around and comparing you with at least 5 other websites. What you show, what you say, how you make them feel comfortable to contact you makes all the difference. Needless to say, videos are hands down the best way to educate, engage, and entice the viewer. Imagine that this person is looking for an interior designer, opens up 5 websites, and you're the only one that greets them with a cool video where you talk to the visitor. The others might not even have photos of themselves. So who do you think this visitor will be most drawn to? Who will they feel most comfortable contacting? You. Because they've seen you, heard your voice, got your vibes, so they feel like they already know you and they feel comfortable to contact you. This is so funny. It happens to me more and more often because of my videos. People call me saying, "Hey Babette, it's so-and-so. I would like to talk to you about producing videos for us." And they talk to me like we just had lunch together, which is phenomenal. And I wish it happens to you too very soon. I know if you're a foreigner, a foreignpreneur, you're concerned about your accent. And I can see why you may have some pushback against videos. But remember that your accent is holding you back only if people can't understand you. We all have accents. Even if you're a native English speaker, you may have to work on your accent if it's that broad. One of my favorite ex-colleagues is from Ireland, from a small town. And he told me that he worked in a lot of countries, in a lot of different countries, and he had to work on his accent for years because people didn't understand him. Same goes for my partner. He's got a really cool, broad Australian accent. And to be honest, I didn't understand half of the things he was saying at the beginning. I still don't. Just kidding. But if he was to move to any other country, he would also have to tame his accent. So don't think that you're the only one with an accent because you're a foreigner. We all have our own special accent. Plus, believe me, your accent will make you more memorable. So embrace it. Work on your speech clarity if you have to, but don't let that hold you back. When people contact me, because of my videos, they already know that I'm a foreigner. They know how I sound like, how I look like, so it doesn't come as a surprise when we speak. Right, next step, or better yet, previous step. So why did they contact you? Because you did everything you can to make the first contact easy. This is the point where you can include something educational for them to download that will help them with the process. Something of value, a checklist, a questionnaire, how-to, PDFs, videos. Then, how did they end up on your website? Well, you advertised. Google ads, social media ads, banners, email marketing, or paid PR articles. They have found and clicked on one of those. Why did they click on your ad? What did you have to say or show them to click? And the answer is the same as for your landing page and website, because you enticed them. How did you entice them? You do that by speaking their language, by understanding where they're at and offering a solution. But be mindful here. Make the next step easy and risk-free. With an ad, you just want them to click, not to buy straight away. You're selling the click. On your landing page, you're selling the next step, the next easy step. Read this, watch that, download something of value. Then from there, you can offer a call or meeting. After the meeting, you send them testimonial videos from your previous clients, or you can send them a list of clients they can speak to. Then you send them the proposal, then you sign off on the project. So you see, there are quite a few steps that have to happen before they buy from you. For me, it's easier to work backwards from the end result. Why did they do that? What did I have to say? How did I get them to take the next step? How did I entice them? It works for me, but again, you can work in a linear process. But always start with the end goal, the final result you want. Now, to twist all this a little further, And because we are all becoming more and more resistant to ads, you have to think about what happens if your well laid out process stops somewhere. This is where remarketing or retargeting comes into play, and you reach after those visitors that left without taking action. These are the ads that follow you around on the internet. E-commerce sites, e-commerce stores do this really well, and it will work for you too. So you put something enticing in front of them again with a retargeting ad. And you advertise that next step that they were supposed to take. So let's say, download that checklist, or click here for an office design lookbook, or click here for the office design disasters your employees will hate you for. Put considerable amount of effort into making this material value-packed and enticing. Because if your freebie or lead magnet is of low value, nobody will just assume that your actual work is probably excellent. So make sure you create something you're proud of, something that in reality you could even charge for. Then continue with your process mapping. Now that they have your material, your freebie or your lead magnet, and you have their email address, what needs to happen for them to take the next step? And continue designing the customer journey, the advertising campaign. Whether you work backwards or forwards, it really doesn't matter, as long as you're designing the next small step. Nobody will see your ad and book you in for the project. Figure out what has to happen in the middle. What has to happen and why did it happen? You will fine-tune the steps as you learn more about your prospects, how they think, what their desires, obstacles, and objections are. But again, most importantly, think about your advertising campaign as a board game. You just help them take the next step, then the next step. Planning everything out on a big piece of paper will help you see the process clearly. So I highly recommend you write down the steps and the cause, the reasons why those steps happened. Once you've got this process map, it will also serve you as your checklist and to-do list. Now you know what components you need to create, what to say and show to trigger that next step. If you haven't quite figured out what to say yet, no problem, because you have just written down the right questions to ask for each step. Your job is to ask as many people as you can, your previous clients, your friends. You can ask this question in your networking group. Then go and create the components and launch your advertising campaign. Hit the like button if you got value out of this video, and subscribe if you're building and growing your business in your own or in a foreign country. And I will see you in the next video.